Great show lined up today.
Yes, absolutely.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. We are going back to the Indian River Reptile Zoo. You were just there on the weekend, were you not?
I was. I took my kids to see dinosaurs live.
Yes.
They loved it. I have 3 kids, 8, 5, and 2. The 2-year-old was a little bewildered by...
Your pictures are hilarious.
He's like, ugh! And then when I was laying with him last night, putting him to sleep, he says, you know, Mom, that T-Rex, it really scared me. It had a lot of teeth. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's a fantastic exhibit, and on top of the exhibit, it's a fantastic, I didn't realize they had as much as they did.
Exactly. And some really topical information too about the exotic pet industry.
The black market of it, basically.
The black market of it, and where these animals come from. Many of the ones in their collection are unfortunately connected to really bad stories, bad backstories.
It's just not cool, people, to go out and get an alligator or a crocodile or a python or a cobra. That's our message today on the 5 o'clock show.
That's not cool, and it's not cool also that if you move, you leave it somewhere for someone else to find, or leave it on the side of the road to die. Yeah, that really happens. They get calls from across Canada looking for help in rescuing what to do because of their training and because of their facility.
And they're an accredited zoo, right?
They are an accredited reptile zoo.
Wow, incredible. Okay.
Well, we've made it to the Indian River Reptile Zoo. What kind of animal is this, Kyle?
This is a Burmese python. It's one of the 5 giant species of snakes, so he could grow up to 20 feet.
And how big is he now?
He's about 3 meters, 10 feet in length, give or take.
He can double this.
He could double this. He can double this. And like many of the animals here at the Indian River Reptile Zoo, this animal came to us as a seizure from the Canadian border. The federal government brought him here, and he's in our care now.
Will he be in your care permanently?
He will be in our care permanently. We're an accredited zoo. We offer refuge to animals which come through our doors, and accredited care to these animals which come through our doors.
How many animals are here? We're at the corner of Highway 7 and what's the cross?
That's County Road 38.
And County Road 38. How many animals are housed on this property?
Approximately 600. This would vary at any given time, depending on if something, you know, was born in our care last night, or if a seizure happened.
Fair enough.
And you know, this sort of thing does change, but we floated about 600 animals.
How do you get most of the animals that come into this collection?
80% of our animals have a backstory. Now, whether or not they were brought into the country illegally, kept illegally as somebody's pet, and brought to us, you know, we offer aid to humane societies, local police agencies, etc. We look here, for example, these are banded rock rattlesnakes. This is an animal
The gray and black ones.
The gray and black ones here, yeah. These are animals from Arizona, and somebody actually brought these into Canada hidden in their pants pocket. This is a venomous snake. This could be a problem. Now, the Indian River Reptile Zoo is Canada's only accredited reptile facility, and we're the only accredited reptile zoo in North America which is a registered charity. So everything we raise goes back into the care of these animals, from feeding to heating. Obviously, we live in Canada, so the climate doesn't lend itself to keeping reptiles unless we want to take special measures. So this is something that we do put a lot of work into, and as I'm sure, you know, many of the viewers at home are aware, not everybody likes reptiles.
Not everybody likes reptiles, imagine. Tell us the story about this guy.
This is a savanna monitor. A savanna monitor is a lizard from Africa. Now, some people do keep these as pets. Unfortunately, somebody moved into a new apartment, and this animal was waiting for him in his bedroom. So, through
in an empty apartment.
In an empty apartment, and he came through our doors just yesterday in a shoebox.
Well, you know what? Thank gosh he put him in a box and brought him here. How big does this get? Is he dangerous?
This would grow to about 1 meter in length, 3 feet.
Oh my gosh!
And at that size,
and that's dangerous.
It could give you a good bite, but it would be more difficult to manage. You know, people don't often do the research that it requires to take care of an exotic animal, and yeah, it could bite and could hurt.
Yeah, and let alone what kind of life is he going to have?
Let alone what kind of life is he going to have, exactly. Here at the Reptile Zoo, you know, we can offer accredited care, but unfortunately, the animals, this is a happy ending to one of the many stories that happen across Ontario.
Is it legal to have a monitor as a pet?
Legal, depending on municipality. There's no regulation in Ontario at a provincial level. So unfortunately what you see is some cities regulating them and some cities not regulating them. Now, where you are at any given time is what's going to tell you if this animal would be legal or not.
We're going to find out more about the animals here, the stories that happen around the animals coming to the Indian River Reptile Zoo with Kyle O'Grady and curator Bri Loust as well. That's coming up on the 5 o'clock show. This is also ahead. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my gosh. Seriously? That's okay. Okay, Bri, quick, because Dan's got this.
Sure.
Got him on camera. What kind of animal is this?
This is an American crocodile. They come from Florida.
Oh my gosh, look how smoothly he moves. How old is he? How big is he?
We don't know exactly his age because this was also at one time someone's pet.
What?
So we're not sure exactly how old he is.
How do you get a pet like this?
Believe it or not, in Canada there are exotic pets everywhere. And Ontario is the only province that does not regulate exotic animals. So you can have a pet tiger, you can have a pet crocodile, a pet cobra. There are no regulations in Ontario about exotic animals.
So this is a problem.
It definitely is. And just in this summer, there was a dead alligator found by the side of the road in Brampton, Ontario. There was a live alligator found beside someone's swimming pool. There was one shot just up north near North Bay. And there was a cougar loose that attacked someone's beloved German Shepherd just in Bracebridge 2 weeks ago.
Well, we've just had a cougar sighting in our area,
Yeah,
close by in Peterborough.
What they are is they're expats that people have gotten loose of their cage or they've let them loose.
So what would you like to see?
What would I like to see? I'd like to see some type of progressive laws in Ontario.
Right now.
With educational shows, it's very important that you only use accredited facilities to do educational demonstrations at fairs, camps. It's really important because you can actually put your children in danger if you do not have an accredited zoo doing the presentation. So it's very, very important.
How do you find out if your zoo is accredited?
It's very easy. You just go to the Canadian Association of Zoos and Aquariums website and look at the list. In Ontario, there are only 5 institutions that are accredited by CASA. Kyle's going to come in with the alligator that was actually found in Brampton.
So you just told, Bri just said, please don't touch him.
Yeah,
so I won't.
Yeah, and the reason you shouldn't is an animal of this size is very powerful. And so he could move his head quickly sideways and those jagged teeth could actually still cut you, even though his mouth is tied shut.
All right.
This is an American alligator. There's only 2 kinds of alligators in the world. A man went out to go swimming in his pool in his backyard, and this was lying in the sun right outside his pool.
Obviously not from around here, so somebody's pet that got loose or got smuggled.
Well, it either got loose, but more than likely it was just released because it got too large to live in his bathtub.
Oh, Brian, what's the attraction to these? I mean, they're going to eat you or your family. What's the attraction to having these around?
Exotic pets, the attraction, it would depend on the individual. Some people just for an attitude to be cool, some because they like science. It really depends on the person why they would. But the problem is most people are just not doing their homework on exotic pets, especially dangerous exotic pets.
The Indian River Reptile Zoo does do presentations, outreach presentations.
We do outreach presentations, yes we do. And they are one of the safest reptile presentations in all of the country.
Some remarkable backstories with many of the animals here. Brian, tell us about the group we have here.
We received a phone call from a landlord from the city of Oshawa, and the tenant had moved out, and in recycling boxes, duct taped shut, were 3 western diamondback rattlesnakes. This is the fastest snake in the world and also potentially one of the most venomous, dangerous snakes in the world.
And you found it, or it was found?
This one was seized in a drug bust near Jane and Finch.
Chinese box turtles.
They were smuggled into the country by an individual and taken away by the federal government and placed here. This is an American alligator. There's actually 2 in that cage, and they were confiscated in a drug bust from London, Ontario.
The 5 o'clock show. Whoa!
So
at the Indian River Reptile Zoo. Put this down?
Just drop it in front of him, yeah.
Here you go, buddy. Look at that plate underneath his body. Who is this, Bri?
This is an African spurred tortoise from Africa. This one was actually found walking downtown Tampa, Florida.
No.
Yeah, that's where it was found. Then it went to an accredited zoo that was located in Florida, and they shipped it up to. And we also have another one in there. His girlfriend Now we don't breed animals here at our facility because there's nowhere for them to go. They have to go to another accredited zoo.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, these obviously get too big to be kept as a normal pet. They would walk right through the drywall of your house. So they don't make great pets. And what's interesting, Agriculture Canada in the 70s banned the importation of turtles. So it is illegal to bring turtles into Canada to be kept as pets.
And you're talking about how lucrative they are as an illegal activity.
Yeah, believe it or not, drugs is number one at $300 billion a year. And then counterfeit items everywhere from Nike shoes to fake money is around $250 billion. And animals, live and dead, everything from ivory tusks to reptiles as pets, are about $36.5 billion a year. So it is huge crime.
Is there anything in there that is appropriate that would make a decent pet?
Small lizards and snakes that are not taken from the wild, that are bred in captivity, can make okay pets if you do your proper homework on them before getting them.
I noticed that every time that you and Kyle touched any of the snakes or the alligators here, you were using the hand sanitizer. Should that be done at home too?
Very important, yes. You can catch numerous things from all animals, and you should always wash your hands after touching any animal, including your dog.
Okay. How do I confirm the source of an animal that I'm going to buy if it's from a pet store?
That's where the problems come in. It makes it very difficult. Whether or not that animal you're purchasing in the pet store was acquired by that particular retail facility legally or illegally. So it makes it really difficult. So you really have to do your homework.
Those plates are so neat underneath them.
Yeah, the males use those to fight over females.
Wow. So much to know. One visit doesn't cover it all at the Indian River Reptile Zoo in Indian River. Thank you very much to Bri Loyce. Also, thank you very much to Kyle O'Grady. And Dinosaurs Live continues here until September the 3rd as well. www.reptilezoo.org. Thanks very much. Coming up next.